Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Pi 0W with a micro SD chip and a card reader and a single USB plug with a micro USB connection. Okay, you can see that. And this is headless, so you don't need a HDMI or micro HDMI or whatever it's called. And you don't need to worry about actually looking at the screen on the Pi Zero to get it to work. So let's jump into this. I'm actually going to format this on video because, well, I'm going to skip through it, but this is not formatted, so let's see. Alright, so Rufus is a USB formatting program that allows you to create bootable devices such as this micro SD card or a USB device, and you can run operating systems off that. So it doesn't look like this is an updated version, but it's okay. So once you have your device plugged in, you have to select it here if you have more than one, and make sure you have these settings. Sometimes 4096 is better, but it's pretty unclear. You can do some Googling on your own. You just want to make sure you have quick format, create a bootable disk, and create extended label, and then select this little drive thing, and then pick your operating system, which I will have a link in the description for. It's called Raspbian Stretch Lite. If you don't know what that is, it's okay. So just hit open, start, and OK again. And I will catch you as soon as this is finished. Alright, so this is almost done. We are going to hit close, and now you'll have a new device called boot in your probably C or E or something spot. Open the zip file that I'm going to give you. Copy and paste this SSH file. It's just blank. There's literally nothing in it. And then open up the config.txt with Notepad++, and you're going to edit a few lines of code. Type dtoverlay equals dwc2, this bottom line, and add it to the end of this script. You can hit save and close that out, and then do the same thing with cmdline.txt. Right click, edit with Notepad++. I already have it open. And then grab this line called modules-load equals dwc2, comma g underscore ether. And you're going to put this between rootwait and quiet. There it is. So make a space, copy paste it, save, and again close. What's it called? Eject it from computer. And now we're going to go over to our Pi, and we're going to start SSHing into it. Alright, we're back. So on this USB and in this micro SD card, we now have the operating system and everything we need for it to work online. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put it in the Pi. We're going to plug in the USB cable into not the power port, but the data port. And now we're going to plug in the USB to the computer. So now that that's plugged in, it's going to boot up, and you can tell it's booting by the little green light right there. And we just have to wait a minute, but while it's loading, you can open up a program called putty.txt, and we're going to SSH into it. Now, if you have a Mac or a Linux, you can do this in terminal, but with a Windows computer, you have to use putty. Type in pi at raspberry pi.local, and we're going to hit enter. Oh, wait. Now you're going to get this window, and you're going to hit yes. Now, the password you're going to use is RASPBERY. Cool. So now you're in. You've SSH'd successfully into your Pi Zero. Now, what we're going to do before we update is we're going to connect it to the network. It's really simple. All we're gonna do is type sudo nano /etc /wpa underscore supplicant ICNT /wpa again underscore supplicant .conf. We get this window, or this page. It's basically a text editor, and what we're going to type is network equals bracket ssid equals your network, and then again enter tab, psk equals parentheses your password, and then end brackets. And now I'm gonna cut this out so you guys can't see my network stuff, but just type in your own thing there and you'll be good. So now, I'm sorry you didn't get to see the ending of that, but you can hit Control X and then Y and enter to escape and save. So now that you've done that, you are now ready to connect to Wi-Fi. To do that, you have to reset the network card. Basically, it's not really a card, but to connect to the internet. So what we're gonna do is sudo wpa underscore CLI reconfigure. Configure, if I can spell. And then it'll say okay, and then you're gonna type reboot or sudo reboot. Hit okay. You might need to unplug the Pi and plug it back in to make it work. Wait for it to connect again. It should be connected to an unidentified network. That's how you know it's on entirely. So you should be able to now SSH into your Pi again, and again retype the password Raspberry. Enter, and the next thing you're going to do is type ifconfig and see if it works. So now I am broadcasting, I'm connected to the internet, and I'm receiving and sending packets, which is exactly where we need to be. Type sudo su space dash, and you're going to enter superuser, which is root. You're going to type apt-get update, and this is going to work for a minute to upgrade everything in your Pi to the latest releases. So now that that's done, we're also going to use apt-get upgrade, hit enter, and wait for that to load. You have to press Y at some point, or yes, or something. Now that it's done, we can also use rpi-update, and that will upgrade a few more files. This is the last time, and we should be done and ready to check out the router settings. You need two things from your Raspberry Pi on your router. You need to find it. First of all, it's going to be called Raspberry Pi if you haven't set it up before, but if you have, it'll be whatever you named it. Mine's called Jamp because I've already set it up. And you need to grab the IP, and you need to have access to this MAC address. And then somewhere in your advanced settings, you're going to have IP distribution or something, and you need to create a new connection setting. So I'm just gonna, I pasted the IP here, and I'm just gonna type it in, and then I'm gonna grab the MAC address and type that. Alright, and hit apply. I already have one, so I'm gonna hit cancel. I realized while editing this video that I actually missed a step. Once you've created the DHCP connection setting, you have to go back into it and hit static lease type, or your IP is going to change. Now copy the IP, close all this, you don't need it anymore, and you're going to hit, well, you can just hit shutdown. Now, should be ready. Yep, awesome. We're going to get this window again because we changed the name, and we are going to hit yes, and I am now connected through the Pi's IP address on my personal router, and we're going to type in Raspberry. There we go. And now we're in. Now you can actually connect to this Pi 0W on any wireless device that can connect to the same network it's already on. Now, if I were to unplug this Pi and actually plug it into a battery pack, I could also connect to that through this IP address. It's great. So now you don't have to worry about having it plugged into the same computer. Whoops. Oh well. If you want to rename it, you can actually go to sudo nano etc / hosts. Go to this right here. You want to rename it. Yes. Enter. And then you also should go to host name, and you're going to replace the same thing, Raspberry Pi, with the same thing you put in hosts. Enter, Control X, Y, enter. And as soon as you reboot it, you will see the name J4NP, and you can actually also connect to that on the local host if you have it plugged in by USB with that name. So if you changed it to potato, you can connect to potato.local. It's fantastic. Type sudo passwd. Type in whatever you want and then type it in again. Basically, you replace password and you're good. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was really quick and I skimmed over a lot of important things, but you can Google a lot of that, and this should get you running on your Pi 0W with an IP as quickly as possible. Thank you again. Good luck.